All right, so I not feeling really good here. But I don't know. I guess I was just kind of motivated to do this to a short video here. Um, I got a topic, a Delphi murders topic here that I've been thinking of over the last couple of days. So, see how I want to say this here. All right. So I suppose everybody that follows this closely, you've watched the tapes and everything. You've watched where Richard Allen tells his wife, and what was it, his mother as well that he was talking it to, that he tells them over and over again that he did it. He committed the crimes over and over again, and he's keeps wanting them to know that he did it. And no matter how many times they said to like stop and to say, they kept on saying, no, you didn't, no, you didn't. They're getting to you. They did something to you, and then he keeps strong at it. He keeps doubling down and saying, no, I did it. I did it. I want you to know that I did it, and all that. So how do the how is that not like strong evidence right there? How are you people that think that he's not guilty? How are you getting around that? How are you getting around that? Because none of what you're saying is making sense. Like, he's openly admitting that he did it. Like, just because he's been treated poorly in prison, and it I don't think that's a big enough factor to confess that much all the time like that. I don't see it. I think that's too it's too strong of a factor. I think that's too strong of evidence to that. So if he never did that, be much more inclined. I would be a lot more doubtful if he had not confessed like that to both his wife, and I think the other lady was his mother. I would be much more doubtful. Okay, I wouldn't say that that I would think he's not guilty, but I'd be much more 50 in the 50-50 range. Whereas now I'm like in the 95 percentage range. I just think that I think the evidence is strong enough to strongly consider seeing him as the guilty guy. It's just the just everything combined. I think it's enough. I you know. Um, and the only reason I'm saying it's not 100% is because it's it's not like it's strong evidence, but it's not like I don't know if you can completely say that it's 100% factual. Yes, he's guilty and did it. I understand that, but it's such strong evidence though. It's not it's not weak. Like, I don't understand why some people are just outright denying it, and they're so strong on they're so strong the other the other way, whereas I still think that it's very that all of the evidence combined, I'm saying, is strong evidence. Like, he knew that the neighbor had a white van and it scared him, and so he did what he did and left. And there was a woman that saw like a muddy and bloodied guy. His vehicle his vehicle resembles the one at the CPS building. The evidence shown there. How did he know about the neighbor's white van that came home at the time? That it spooked him. What did he do? Did he see the? I don't know. Would there be like evidence for him to see while he's in prison, like to go over that, and then why would he mention that and just make that up then? To make himself look more guilty, because that just makes him look more guilty. I think he was just coming to terms with it and confessing. That's all. I don't think there's anything more complex about it. No, I'm not going to say 100%. I'm not 100%, but I'm almost there. I just think that the evidence is too strong in favor of him looking guilty. Being guilty. Not looking guilty, being guilty. I think he's highly manipulative. I don't think he really loves his family. Honestly, I don't think he loves his family. He wouldn't have committed this crime if he actually loved his family. If he loved his wife, if he loved his mother, if he loved the rest of his family. I believe he has a daughter. He would never have committed this crime. If you love your family that much, like you're saying you do, in the the videos that we've all been watching, then you would never have done this. You would have thought of your family first before you thought of you thought of yourself. And even if he wanted to do this crime, he should have been able to stop himself. He should have thought about his family and chose them over him being selfish and wanting to do this horrific crime. And he didn't. He chose to do that over his family. So I can't. I can't side with this man. I just 95 to 98% certain that this man's guilty and highly manipulative. I mean, that's just that's what it looks like to me. The bullet, I don't understand how you can explain away the bullet. Would it be like let's see. I was thinking about this earlier. Let's see, how am I going sorry, I'm like my brain's like all messed up from being sick. But I mean, could there be a possibility that somebody else has the same exact gun and bullets? Like, is that what you all think? Like, is it? I mean, what are the chances of that? Like, see, the thing is, he was there. Listen, he was there that day. He was on the same bridge around the same time. I just don't believe anything he says about, I have a hard time believing anything he says. the video, it looked just like his jacket, that dark blue jacket. And didn't he have like a beanie thing on the top of his head? Well, in other videos, he's wearing that same dark blue jacket and that, what, gray beanie or whatever it is. I don't know if you can determine his height on the bridge. I know there's been attempts. Um, that would be, like I've said before, that would be helpful to know his exact height if you can determine that. The voice. So the voice doesn't sound exactly like him on the audio until you hear him talking in a deeper tone. Then it does sound like him. Like a lot of times you'll hear him talk. He talks in a couple different ways. If you listen to the audio, different audio, like in the Bridge Guy video, he's got like a deeper tone, whereas in a lot of the other audios, he's got like a higher pitched tone. But then when you hear his deeper tone, it sounds just like it. To me, it matches the Bridge Guy video. It doesn't sound like who is it, Ron Logan in the audio. Ron Logan's got a higher pitched voice too. Even though it sounded like he tried to manipulate his voice a little bit when the reporter asked him to say down the hill, he went down the hill or something like that. Like he tried to. Gosh, it sounds like I sound just like Ron Logan right there. Didn't mean to do that, but Jesus, I don't want to sound like him. But of course, at first I thought it was Ron Logan because we didn't know about Richard Allen, and it seemed like he was like the closest match. But like I've said before, like his jacket though was more of a teal color. It was like a dark teal color. It wasn't a navy blue color. You can clearly tell that the Bridge Guy's jacket is a navy blue. It's not that teal blue like Ron Logan was had in the the video footage that we had of him. I don't think it was him. I don't think he could catch up to the girls that fast. Yeah, I really don't. I really don't. But I did used to think it was him before we knew about Richard Allen. Then once we learned more about Richard Allen, then I started coming around to thinking it was more likely him, I guess. There's a couple other people that are pretty highly suspicious too. I will admit that, for sure. And I will say that the Ron Logan is still suspicious. I mean, it's obvious. I think you can't fully rule him out. I don't think, but I just don't think it's likely him anymore. I'd say they got, like I said, I'd say they got the right guy. There's a small chance, though, that they don't, I guess. I think there might be a small chance that he didn't act alone. But I think that's a pretty small chance now. I used to think that I used to highly suspect that there were more than one people, but I think it's because of the Keegan Kline online account thing. Which I still don't. I still have no idea what to think about that. So, if that's just a coincidence, that would be like the most coincidental thing I've ever heard in a true crime case. I don't know. To me, it's just crazy. It sounds crazy. Of course, for the longest time, a lot of us thought it was the Kleins, right? It just sounded too highly suspicious, huh? Like, I still don't know what to think about that. I have no idea. No idea about that. I still think they got the right guy, though. So those are my latest thoughts on this whole thing. I just don't see how you can watch those tapes and think, "Oh, he's not guilty. He's definitely not guilty." Like I just don't see any way around it this time, guys. I just don't. When he's confessing like that, God, it doesn't sound like he. It just sounds like he's completely truthful there. Like he's been manipulative this whole time, and now he's coming out and just being truthful. And he wants people to stick with him and, like, support him even though he did this horrific crime. Like, that's what he was hoping for, confessing. He just wanted people to stick with him. Like I said before in my, I think, previous video, I feel really bad for everybody involved. I feel really bad for his wife. You know, for sure. And I feel, horrible for the families of the girls. So I just feel bad for everybody involved, and I feel like this crime definitely should never have happened. I think Richard Allen is a very sick individual. He's definitely has a lot of mental illness going on, and that probably contributed to his snapping and deciding to do that horrific crime. Definitely. So that's all I got here. Just wanted to share my latest thoughts on all of this. And as always, though, I would also like to know everyone else's as well. Whether you agree or not doesn't matter to me. I just would like to hear what you have to say. What are your latest thoughts on the videos and the confessions and just seeing it with the camera instead of just the audio, and I'll be back later. Not doing real well health wise, so I don't know when I'll be back, but hopefully I will be back, though, soon, eventually. So as always, though, thank you for watching. Very appreciate anybody that watches my videos and comments, shares their thoughts. So if there's anything that you would like to add, definitely feel free to do so. And I'll see y'all later in another video.